Keisha's Corner. This here is a blog all about my love for the great outdoors. I believe it started long ago when I was a kid, back in the 90s. I used to run through the woods with my friends, back when you weren't allowed to run in and out of the house, so you had to drink from the water hose and skip over lunch. Yeah, I think that's where I got my love from outside at. When my daughters were younger, I used to take them out to the different trails around this area locally in Cincinnati because we are known for having some of the best parks in the nation. Our parks are really nice. We used to take the trails when they were younger, but as they got older, they just weren't interested in that anymore. And so I started reaching out to my friends to see, sometimes we would go walking and I would ask them if they wanted to go hiking on a trail. And they did come out with me a few times, but they just are not into hiking, which is perfectly okay. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody's thing. And so I would talk about it at work, how I want to go hiking. And someone had mentioned to me that there was this local hiking group and that I should look them up on Facebook. And I looked them up and I saw that they were hiking at 7:30 in the morning on Sundays. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm getting up that early on a Sunday, to go hiking. So it took me about a year before I actually joined them. But once I joined, there was no looking back. It's been almost 2 years now I've been hiking with them, and it's just been an amazing experience. So Off Trail Urban Hikers has this little inside joke where we ask, did you hug a tree today? And we ask that before you do anything out on the hike, you make sure you hug a tree because we don't want anything bad to happen. You need to ask that tree before you touch its body. Because in my experience watching, when you don't do that, somebody falls or, a branch breaks off a tree. Anything can happen. So you just want to ask permission before you touch anything in nature. And we just want to show appreciation for the trees because they work so hard for us, keeping the soil intact so it won't erode, making sure that we have oxygen to breathe and taking carbon dioxide out of the air. Like, they do so much for us. So you just want to ask permission before you do anything like they're doing on this video. Even though it's fun, just make sure you ask permission before you touch. I've been asked a few times what are my favorite parks to hike at. Number one on my park is Stanberry, which is in the Mount Washington area in Cincinnati. Number two would be Cotwell, which is also in Cincinnati. And I just want to say this loud and proud. I hear a lot of people say, like, oh, you go hiking? Like, that's some white people stuff. But hiking is not white people stuff. How is being outside in nature white people stuff? Like, it's just stuff that people enjoy doing. And actually, Off Trail Urban Hikers is a predominantly group of African American individuals who love to hike in the Cincinnati area. So it's for everybody, and everybody can come out to the group. They don't discriminate. The leader is very adamant about that. He does not discriminate, and their motto is they don't leave anyone behind. So no matter what level you are in your exercise or fitness journey, just come on out and do it. Nobody's going to get left behind, and you're going to love it. If you love outside, you're just going to love it. Pawpaw Loop. Pawpaws are a fruit that is native to the Midwest, specifically around this area where Ohio is. It is a fruit that you can find at a lot of the parks here in the greater Cincinnati area. And in my opinion, it looks like a guava, kind of have a banana-ish taste. We eat them sometimes when we're out on a hike. You can find them fresh. They are good to harvest, I think, in like September, October, only for a short period of time, but they are delish.
We take chances. We take risks. How are you going to get to the other side if you take no risk?
Oh, that's a prophecy right there.
See,
That there is Monty B, the world's greatest motivator, walking across a log here. He said something that really caught my attention. He said, "How are you going to advance when you take no risk?" And I just thought that was, I said, Monty, that's a prophecy right there. He spoke a word in my life with that one. In addition to being the world's greatest motivator, Monty saw a need. He loves to be outside, and so he wanted to do some hikes. So he started a little group that hikes in the evenings on Wednesdays in the summer. And so we've been doing that. We've been hugging trees and loving it ever since then. So there has been a few times where we have seen some wildlife. In my time hiking with them, I've seen some deer, some frogs, toads. I swear I saw some coyotes one day running away. What else have I seen? Lots of deer, and one time we saw an owl. We seen lots of interesting birds. Some fish, and that pelican that I have on here also. I think that's a pelican, some kind of bird, not really sure. So actually getting into the parks, it doesn't cost you much, to hike. We'll recommend some basic gear, like we do hike rain, snow, or shine. So no matter what the weather elements, 7:30 on Sunday, we are there. And in my experience with the rain is that you really don't feel it because the woods and the trees, once again, the trees doing their job, they shelter us from the rain, so we rarely feel it. I have been out in the snow, I've been out in the rain. It is just beautiful. There are so many mental and health benefits from a hiking. I recommend it for anybody that suffers from anxiety or depression. If you have like social anxieties, sometimes I just stop and meditate in the middle of the woods, or we'll sit down next to a creek and I'll listen to the water, and I'll take time to be mindful and to actually notice where I am, how my body is feeling, what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, just being mindful. And I think that being out in the woods really helps me to connect with myself spiritually and religiously, and just enjoying God's beautiful creations that He's created for us to enjoy. And they're just out here and they're free, and you don't have to do anything but get out there and enjoy it. So just come out. So back to that basic gear that I said that you might need. I know myself, I have a pair of boots that I like to wear in the winter, kind of like snow boots. They are waterproof, so I know if we're going in the creek or deep water, I make sure I wear those. I have another pair of boots that are lightweight, super comfy, lightweight. They're not waterproof, so I wear those when I know that we're not going to be like on a creek bed, because we like to walk up creek beds a lot. Also, make sure that you have like a rain jacket or poncho for those days when it rains. I also have like a really light bubble coat that I wear in the winter that keeps me really warm. I get like super warm and sweaty, so this is like one of those super insulated, lightweight bubble coats that we wear. Some people wear like those snowsuit pants things. I haven't found one yet. They say that you can get one of those from a local thrift store, and you can get all this gear from a local thrift store. I recommend also like some type of gloves, because it's an off-trail group. Like, we don't stay on the trails. We go off-trail. That's like the one thing that I try to stress to people. Like, we don't always stay on the trail. Sometimes we do. And most of the time, we don't. And it's a great experience to be climbing through the woods, and just, it takes me back to when I was a kid. Also, I would get like some thick cotton or preferably wool socks to wear, because those dry easier and they keep your feet warm and cool in the summer. So I wear my wool socks no matter if it's summer, spring, fall, or winter, because they'll either keep my feet warm or they'll keep them cool, and they dry quickly if they get wet. Also want to make sure that you have like long sleeve shirts and pants and some bug spray for summer months, because those bugs can be biting for sure through your clothes. So again, we are the Urban Off Trail Hikers in Cincinnati, Ohio. If you would like to join us, look us up on Facebook. We are there. We are hiking. The group leader posts where we'll be hiking on Saturday night for Sunday morning. So go ahead and look us up, and I hope to see you out. Bye. Thank you for listening to Keisha's Corner.